Have you ever dreamed of a movie-worthy relationship? The kind where you laugh together, support each other through tough times, and tackle challenges as a real team. But let's be honest, sometimes reality feels far from that ideal, doesn't it? While some couples seem like Jim and Pam from The Office, others face challenges that make them feel more like Ryan and Kelly, full of drama and maybe a bit toxic. Here's the good news: no relationship is doomed. Often what feels like the beginning of the end is actually just the result of common behaviors that can be changed. In this video, you'll discover 7 behaviors that might be sabotaging your relationship, and more importantly, how to fix them to build a healthier and happier bond. Stick with me until the end, and you'll learn how to turn small mistakes into major opportunities for growth. Let's dive in. Behavior number 1: avoiding apologies. Let's kick things off with a behavior that might seem harmless at first, but can seriously damage a relationship over time: the inability to apologize. Picture this: your partner does something that hurts you, a thoughtless comment in public, or a moment of insensitivity. You're left feeling upset, but they never say, "I'm sorry." That silence builds an emotional wall, making it feel like your pain doesn't matter. Now, flip the script. How many times have you hesitated to apologize? Maybe you worried admitting fault would make you look weak, or open the door to even more criticism. Don't sweat it, it's more common than you think. But here's the thing: avoiding apologies piles up resentment, which slowly erodes your connection. Science backs this up. A study published in Frontiers in Psychology found that a genuine apology doesn't just increase the chances of forgiveness, it significantly lowers anger. Think of it as hitting an emotional reset button. So why don't we use this powerful tool more often? The truth is, apologizing takes vulnerability, and that can be scary. But that same vulnerability is what strengthens relationships. Next time you feel you've messed up, try this. Acknowledge your mistake directly, express regret clearly, and offer a solution. For example, "I was wrong to speak to you like that. I'm really sorry for hurting you. What can I do to make it better?" If you struggle to find the right words, write a heartfelt note or letter. Just avoid vague apologies like "sorry about that," or worse, ones that start with "but." Those only make things worse. A thoughtful gesture, like making your partner's favorite breakfast, can also help reinforce your sincerity. Remember, apologizing is like a muscle. At first, it might feel awkward or uncomfortable, but the more you practice, the easier and more natural it becomes. And trust me, the positive impact it can have on your relationship is well worth the effort. Stay tuned for the next behavior, because we're just getting started. Behavior number 2: emotional dependence. Not every challenging behavior in a relationship starts out negative. Wanting to spend all your time with your partner, for example, might seem like a beautiful expression of deep love. But when taken to an extreme, it can become an emotional trap. In some cases, a healthy connection turns into dependence, where your partner becomes the sole focus of your attention and the foundation of your emotional security. This dynamic often leads to a loss of individual identity. Friendships fade, hobbies get abandoned, and personal dreams may be sacrificed in the name of the relationship. Even more concerning is how this dependence can smother the bond, turning moments of joy into sources of tension and emotional burnout. Research suggests that this behavior is often tied to anxious attachment styles or past emotional wounds. While these roots provide context, they don't mean the behavior has to continue. To break free from this pattern, the first step is reconnecting with yourself. Revisit activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, whether that's simple hobbies or bigger projects like taking a class or planning a solo trip. It's also essential to nurture relationships outside your partnership. Schedule time with friends, visit family, or simply enjoy moments alone. This broadens your support system and reminds you that your happiness isn't solely dependent on your partner, but on a variety of factors you can control. Another key factor is emotional regulation. Before turning to your partner for help with every problem, ask yourself, "Can I handle this on my own?" Practices like mindfulness or journaling can help you process your thoughts and emotions. If the dependence feels overwhelming, seeking guidance from a therapist can be a powerful step toward understanding its roots and learning strategies for creating a more balanced relationship. Healthy relationships thrive when both individuals have space to grow. Being happy on your own doesn't mean you love your partner any less. It actually means you're able to love them better. Behavior number 3: assumptions and lack of communication. Clear communication is the foundation of any successful relationship, yet it's easy to fall into the trap of making assumptions. When words aren't spoken, the imagination tends to fill in the gaps, and often in a negative way. Think back to the last time your partner seemed quiet or distant. Instead of asking what was wrong, did you assume they were upset with you? This kind of behavior can turn ordinary situations into unnecessary conflicts. A tired partner after a long day might come across as cold or disinterested simply because their behavior wasn't clarified. Over time, this creates tension, and arguments can arise out of thin air. Studies show that couples who avoid negative communication patterns, like accusations or assuming intentions, tend to thrive. One of the best ways to address this is to ask your partner directly how they're feeling instead of guessing. For example, saying, "I noticed you've been quiet, everything okay?" invites open conversation and avoids misunderstandings. It's also crucial to express your own needs clearly and without blame. Instead of saying, "You never pay attention to me," try, "I've been missing spending time with you. Can we plan something special this weekend?" This kind of approach fosters collaboration rather than conflict. Remember, clarity is always more effective than mind reading. Open communication not only resolves issues, but also strengthens trust in your relationship. Stay tuned. We've got even more insights to help you build a stronger, happier connection. Behavior number 4, micromanaging. Living together creates intimacy, but also highlights small habits in your partner that might test your patience. Maybe they leave clothes on the floor or organize the kitchen differently than you would. At first, it's no big deal, but problems arise when these minor annoyances turn into constant attempts to control their behavior. Hello? Micromanaging. This behavior often stems from perfectionism or anxiety. Those who feel the need to control every detail believe, sometimes unconsciously, that their way of doing things is the only right way. The result? The person being micromanaged starts to feel undervalued, incompetent, or suffocated. Micromanaging is draining for both sides. To address it, start by asking yourself why a specific behavior bothers you so much. Does it genuinely affect your relationship, or is it just a personal preference? Often letting go of small annoyances can prevent unnecessary conflicts. Work on building trust. Allow your partner to do things their way, even if it's not exactly how you would do them. Find opportunities to highlight the positives, like saying, "I really appreciate how you took care of the groceries today. It helped a lot." If you notice that the need to control is a recurring issue that affects other areas of your life, seeking professional help could be beneficial. Anxiety and perfectionism are manageable with therapy, which can improve not only your relationship, but your overall well-being. Letting go of control is liberating. It creates space for your relationship to grow with more lightness and teamwork. Behavior number 5, comparing your relationship to others. Another behavior that often goes unnoticed but can harm your relationship is making comparisons. It's natural to look at other couples, whether friends, family, or even fictional characters, and imagine what it would be like to have a relationship like theirs. But when these comparisons become the standard by which you measure your own relationship, frustration and dissatisfaction tend to follow. With the rise of social media, this habit has become even more common. After all, who hasn't scrolled past a picture of a seemingly perfect couple on a dream vacation and thought, "Why isn't my relationship like that?" The problem is, these snapshots don't tell the whole story. They're curated highlights, and comparing them to your reality sets you up for unrealistic expectations. This behavior has a double impact. First, you undervalue what you already have. Second, you may put unnecessary pressure on your partner to meet standards that don't truly reflect who you are as a couple. But you can shift this mindset. Instead of focusing on what seems perfect in others, focus on what's unique in your relationship. Try this simple exercise. Write down 5 things you appreciate about your partner and the life you've built together. Small moments, like sharing a laugh over an inside joke or supporting each other through challenges, are what truly matter. Additionally, cut back on excessive social media consumption. Use that time to create special moments with your partner, strengthening your bond. Comparisons lose their power when you start valuing the present. Remember, every relationship comes with its own challenges and triumphs. That individuality is what makes it truly special. Behavior number 6, avoiding difficult discussions. Many couples think avoiding arguments is the secret to keeping the peace, but in reality, this approach can be a ticking time bomb. When problems go undiscussed, they pile up, creating an emotional gap that only grows harder to bridge over time. Fear of conflict is one of the main reasons couples avoid these conversations. No one likes to argue, and it's often easier to pretend everything's fine than to address a sensitive topic. However, ignoring an issue doesn't make it disappear, it just delays the inevitable. Take, for example, a couple that avoids talking about money because they fear it might cause tension. Meanwhile, financial issues keep building up until they hit a breaking point during a moment of stress. This dynamic is unhealthy, but it can be avoided with a more intentional approach. The key is finding the right time to talk. Avoid bringing up sensitive topics when you're tired, hungry, or under pressure. Instead, plan a calm moment to address the issue and use nonviolent communication techniques. For instance, rather than accusing your partner with something like, "You never help with the finances," try saying, "I feel overwhelmed managing the bills on my own. Can we figure out a way to share this responsibility?" This reduces defensiveness and fosters a collaborative mindset. Think of tough conversations as opportunities for growth. Working through problems together doesn't just ease tension, it strengthens your partnership and builds trust. Behavior number 7, lack of appreciation. As time goes on, small acts of kindness and care can start to feel invisible. The meal your partner prepared, the trash they took out, or even a heartfelt compliment may fade into the background of daily life. This lack of recognition can leave one or both partners feeling undervalued, weakening the emotional connection. The lack of appreciation isn't usually intentional, it's habitual. We often get so used to what our partner does that we start to see it as routine or even an obligation. Unfortunately, this can lead to resentment even if it's not openly expressed. Fixing this is simple but requires effort. Start by verbalizing gratitude for even the smallest gestures. "Thanks for making the bed today. That was really thoughtful of you." It might feel minor, but these little acknowledgments carry a significant emotional weight. In addition, make it a habit to surprise your partner with unexpected gestures. It doesn't need to be extravagant. A sweet note, a single flower, or their favorite dessert shows that you're paying attention and value them. Lastly, take a moment to reflect on what your partner means to you. Gratitude isn't just about words, it's also shown through actions and being present. Showing appreciation keeps love alive and strengthens the bond between you. After all, everyone wants to feel seen and valued. Healthy relationships don't happen by chance. They're built with care, communication, and mutual respect. Small behaviors, if ignored, can grow into big problems. But as we've seen, simple changes can transform the dynamic between you and your partner, strengthening your bond and bringing more harmony into your everyday life. Now it's your turn. Which of these behaviors have you noticed in your own relationship, and how do you plan to address them? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to get more tips on building stronger, healthier connections. See you in the next one.